Topic 17-3, volume of triangular prism and cylinders. Yes, your essential question is finding the volume. If you're able to find the volume for these two shapes, you got this. And this is presented by your lovely teacher, Ms. Villasenor. Yes, you guessed it. There's a formula on how to figure out the volume of a triangular prism and cylinder. Let me give you a real world connection. If you ever wondered when, like soda drinks, how do they know how much soda to put inside, right? Well, that's what we call the volume. They have to figure out the size and then figure out, oh, how many liters they need to, do what they can. They don't fill it up all the way to the top, but that's volume, the space inside the container, right? So we're going to be focusing on triangular prisms and cylinders. And let's go ahead and write down the formula. Okay, first of all, finding the volume is very similar to finding the volume of a rectangular prism. Remember the formula for that, which is V equals V times H, base times height, or we can say length times width times height. Okay? So far so good. Now, if we are dealing with the triangular prism, remember the shape is a triangle, right? And so I'm going to bring up the picture here. Let's use the example from your book, right? And which was the rectangular prism is, yes, the green one here. And so let's use the measurements here, okay? And so on here, you find that the formula is going to be, okay, so you want to write this down for your notes. For the triangular, the triangle shape, here's the formula for volume. Volume equals the half times this 3, in this case, 3 centimeters, times that 4 centimeters, times the 5 centimeters. Now, why are we using half? Remember, that is half the measurement from a rectangular shape, right? You have a rectangular shape, a triangle is half, right? Half a rectangular, so that's why we have that half measurement there. Okay, so let me erase some things here so we can solve for this triangular prism. So with these numbers here, half times 3, you could do 0.5 times 3, 0.5, because 0.5 is half, times the 3, times the 4. And when you multiply that, that'll give you the answer of 6. And then don't forget we have to multiply then the 5. And then that's how we get volume for this triangular prism, the 30 cube centimeters, okay? Because we're dealing with volume. Now, formula for cylinder. Now, this might be a little tricky, but you can do this. Just pay attention to the detail. Cylinder is this one here, right? And it's a circular, right? Has some circular shape. So we have to think of how do we find area of a circle? Do you remember that from topic 16? Well, if you don't, I'll remind you. Remember, you could do area equals pi times radius to the second power, right? So we're gonna have to use this to find the volume. Okay, so remember the volume is base times height, and so we're gonna use the measurement here. How do we find the base, which is the area of that circle? It's going to be, so what we're doing is pi, right, times radius to the second power times the height. In other words, using these numbers here, and you can look in your math book, because it might be hard for you to see in the screen here, we have, what is we're going to say the volume equals pi, which we know is 3.14, right? Times, what is the radius? The 2, right? 2 to the second power. Then we can't forget the height here, which is the 5. Okay? So far you're with me? Hopefully you are. Then I'm going to erase some space here so we could actually solve it now. Now that we broke it down like that. So what is 2 to the second power? Going here, then we're going to say 3.14. That would be 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, once we do that, that would give us a measurement of 12.56. Now we can't forget about the 5 times 5. So times 5. Let me erase some stuff here so we can have some more room here. Try that again. So we're going to say 12.56 times the 5. And once you do that, we find that the volume will equal 62.8 cubic centimeters. Remember the 3 stands for cubic, because that's the measurement we need for volume. Okay, so don't worry, we're going to do another example before I set you free and being independent. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do question number 9 from your independent practice in the book. And we'll solve the volume for this. What kind of shape is this? Well, this is a triangular, right? Prism. So we have to go to that formula that it is the volume. To be able to find the volume, remember we have to deal with, since it's a triangular shape, we're going to have to use that half measurement times the 3 times the 4 and then times the 7. Okay, so remember this is 0.5 times 3 times 4, then we multiply that by 7. So we get our calculators here, or you could do it on your paper. 1.5, and then we're going to say that it would be times 4, and that will give us a measurement of 6. Now we bring down the 7. What is 6 times 7? Would be 42 cubic centimeters for the volume. Okay? It pretty much is take your notes on the formula and just use the numbers that are being given. Okay, so then now let's go ahead and do one more example, and you are free to go do independent work. Okay, question number 10. This is from your independent practice section on page 114. We're going to follow the formula here, and what is the shape? It is a cylinder. So look at your notes. How do we get volume for the cylinder? Okay, this is where we use the volume equals pi times radius to the second power times the height. Okay, so we're going to use here 3.14 times the 4, that's the radius, 4 to the second power times the height, which is a 10. Okay, so go ahead and get your calculators and let's multiply. Well, we don't need that calculator for 4 to the second power. That's 4 times 4, which is 16. And we could multiply pi times 16, and that would give us 50.24. Then we're going to multiply times that 10, the height. And the answer for volume will be 502.4. What kind of measurement is this? Oh, cubic feet. Okay? You got this. Just look at your notes carefully. Plug in the numbers. Again, if you need help, go see your teacher. Ask a neighbor if they understand how to look for volume. Thank you.